What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Big 12 newsletter Houston edition. I am your host, Garrett Ross. Make sure you go and like and subscribe to all of our content. When it comes to the Big 12 newsletter, go to 365sports.video and make sure you put in your information, and you'll be signed up to our newsletter that comes out every Wednesday. Anytime between morning and noon, it'll be there for you. We have a lot of great content. We try to get everybody from the Big 12 involved. So we have writers covering every team out there. We're trying to, if we don't have you, we're trying to assemble you right now, and we will have you covered in the near future. But it's a great product. We have videos, we have news, everything you need to know for your favorite Big 12 team. We have you covered on the Big 12 newsletter, brought to you by Rogue Media, part of 365 Sports. If you're a Houston fan, you got to be feeling good this morning because you are 3-0. You're coming off of a bye week. You got to sit back this past week and just immerse yourself into all of college football, but you really got to do some scouting of all the teams that you have ahead. You got to watch what Texas Tech is able to do and see why they are one of the best teams in this league. You have them coming up next week. You got to look and see how you were going to stack up against some of these other programs. If you watched Baylor and Arizona State, you got to feel confident that you can hang or beat both of those teams. Neither one of them were very impressive with what they showed. Both of them are pretty good, but you got to like your chances in those matchups. But if Houston right now, you really got to focus on Oregon State. And this is a matchup where you should go and handle your business. Oregon State is not a really good football team. They are 0-4 right now, and they're really trying to avoid going 0-5 for the first time since 1996. That's a long-ass time. And you might look at the Beavs and think, you know, this is a team we can really go in and handle. Like, we should have no problem with Oregon State. And while I understand that sentiment, their losses are coming up against some really good teams. Last week, you took on Oregon, your arch rival. The Ducks are really, really good. They're ranked number 6, and honestly, they should be one of the front runners to win the Big 10 championship. We'll see how that goes. You got beat 41-7 by them, but this is a game you were in. The second half got away from you, and then prior to that, you got beat by Texas Tech on the road. So two of your losses in the past couple of weeks have been to two of the best programs in the nation while traveling to their house. That's nothing to really hang your hat about. You don't want to stack up these losses, but there's still a lot of positives to take away from this. But if you're Houston, man, you cannot slip up, because last year when this happened, coming off of bye weeks, you went to Kansas and got your ass whooped, and then you went to Arizona and got your ass whooped. And that's something that cannot happen. I think this is a game where Houston really likes the advantage. I love their defense going to travel out there. When you look at this Oregon State offense, they're not putting up gaudy numbers. They're averaging just over 18 points per game. Houston, you should be able to shut them down. Now, if you look at Malik Murphy, the quarterback, while he's pretty talented, he's had his, he looked good at Texas at times, just wasn't going to get in the field. I thought he was pretty damn good at Duke during his one stint there. And now you go out here to Corvallis, but it's the same thing that follows Malik Murphy everywhere, is the bad decisions at times, getting rushed. He has 5 interceptions on this season. If you're Houston's defense, you got to be licking your chops in this matchup. You forced 6 turnovers this year already. 1 was an interception. The other were fumble recoveries, but you got to like your odds in this matchup to go out there and get that taken care of. You should be able to run the ball all over this Oregon State defense. They're really struggling to defend the run all year long. If you're Houston, you got to feel good because you get Burrell back this week. If you look at Dean Connors and what he's been able to do the past few weeks, and really when Burrell was out, not to help him, it's been good, but I think the carries have kind of taken a toll on Dean Connors, in my opinion. If you look at that one touchdown last week where he dove into the end zone, it was kind of slow getting up. I just think that's where making that adjustment coming from Rice to play in the competition that you're playing in the Big 12 and at this level, even though you did play Rice and say Stephen F. Austin, I think just the amount of carries that you're getting in this offense and then having to do the run blocking and stuff, I think this is kind of weighing on him. And I think getting Burrell in the mix this week is something that can definitely take advantage of this offense and help it get rolling. This is one where you can't look. You haven't really left Houston, right? You haven't left the state of Texas all year long. And while you've done admirably taking care of your home field, this is an opportunity for you to go on the road into a hostile environment and prove that you can get a road win. we need to see that. And now this is going to be a late kickoff for you. This is going to be a 9:30 Central Time kick. It is going to be on ESPN. So how does your body adapt? You're going to be sitting around all day long in a hotel. Like, is that going to be a factor? I think that's what you need to be aware of and kind of be mindful of if you're Houston. You can't afford a slow start in this. And you got to be very efficient. You cannot cause penalties. You can't have stupid mistakes, turning the ball over. That was something Willie Fritz talked about this week, was ball security. And in these types of situations, in these environments, you've got to be able to be the more disciplined team in all facets of the game. I think Houston can do that. I think this is one where the Cougs go in. I think it's going to be one where they pull away in the second half. I think the Beavs make it interesting because I really do believe that they're a better team than their record indicates. And I think that Houston pulls away in the second half. I think you see a big game from Connor Weigman. I would like to see him get more involved. Like, I think he's done a really good job of progressing as a passer throughout the season. I think the receivers are building a better chemistry with him, but I want to see him truly take a game over with his arm. And this is a great opportunity for them to do that as well. We know what he can do with his legs. He's going to get his there, but I really want to see this passing game come together and grow, because if they're going to continue this road and they want to make a true push towards competing for the Big 12 championship, you've got to have Connor Weigman in this receiving core stepping up and becoming more consistent throughout that. But I think this is one where Houston gets the job done. It'll be a fun matchup. Make sure you stay up all night to watch this bad boy. It's going to be a good one. We'll be back next week with the Houston Cougars newsletter here on 365 Sports.